You are listening to Phoenix and the Hummingbird, Chapter 18. Story written and created by Jasper BlackLace. Audio by Koushi. Lucinda's POV. I regret waking Genevieve the way I did. Not only is she utterly terrifying and sassy this morning, but the number of guards she has sent back to the chamber today is unrelenting. I understand the boy from outside her room, but not the one who dropped a teacup, and not the one who tripped over his own damn foot. Her brother warned me when I saw him coming out of his meeting this morning. She is a relentless terrorist when she has no sleep. Good luck. As much as I really respect her for the way she takes a stand, especially towards her staff members, I don't know how much more of the tyrant version of her I can take. I shouldn't admit I'm more than terrified that she'll send me away. And it's my engagement ceremony we're celebrating here. I may not be getting married tomorrow, but it's still important I be here. I didn't expect to fall in love with this family as fast as I did. Not to mention the amount of respect I've gained for them. And with the last, 2 weeks, not only has Genevieve gifted my sister so much in the time they've met, I can also tell her brother is doing his best to make sure my wishes come true. I can only hope it's not all a ruse. It looks like we're almost done here for the day. I placed my hand on Genevieve's shoulder as she turned to look at me. Thankfully, I'm exhausted. Her bags under her eyes have only gotten darker as the day went on. Not to mention her voice is now slurred and she hasn't even had any brandy today. My sister stopped by a few times just to see how the planning was going, but Genevieve didn't even notice because she was so wrapped up in everything that my sister was kind of sad the entire time. Ophelia is becoming much more attached to her as the days go on. I'm glad she's found a true friend. She's never had one of those besides me. Raphael showed up about an hour ago, and they've been talking for quite a while. I'm hoping that I can pull her away soon, so we can do the dress fitting and I can send her off to bed before she fires anybody today. Look, Genevieve, we should really move on to the dress fitting before it gets too late. Tomorrow is a big day. You're right. Sorry, bro, but I'll talk to you tomorrow. Night, Grumpy Pet. I covered his mouth before he could finish that sentence with my mouth, and then I grabbed her wrist and pulled her towards the exit before she could literally kill my fiancé. The entire walk back to her bedroom, she was yawning. I could tell she was totally done for the day, but she was holding tough. My sister arrived at her room about 30 minutes ago and has been waiting there ever since. We arrived at her room, and I burst open the door and called out to her. Ophelia, we've arrived. She walked herself out from behind the wall with a smile on her face, bigger than anything that I've ever seen her do, really. Hello, Ophelia. A groggy voice came from beside me, followed by a yawn. Ophelia looked at her with sadness in her eyes, and then back at me with a very angry glare. As to say, have you been working her to the bone this entire day? Hey, Genevieve, you seem tired. No kidding. A slurred giggle came from her mouth before she hobbled over to her footstool and sat down. Maggie, bring in Lucinda's gown, please. 6 different women all came in at once. 3 of them carried my dress, and the other 3 carried my sister's dress. Where's yours, Genevieve? I did my dress fitting last night. No need to worry. Let's just focus on you tonight, ladies. Followed by another yawn, she smiled softly to me and my sister. One maid with brown hair, another with copper hair, and another with golden hair all walked over to me, carrying my gown. 3 others walked over to my sister, with red hair and 2 with brown. They all began a process of taking off our dresses and switching us into our dresses for tomorrow. Surprisingly, without any measurements, Genevieve made this fit wonderfully. I didn't question it. It was a miracle. She did exactly what I wanted, and I can't believe I underestimated her abilities. She's a girl's girl. That's obvious. And I made a fool of myself this morning. My sister's dress was gorgeous as well. It fits her beautifully. It didn't make her look like a child, and it didn't make her look like a full-grown adult either. It matched her age range, and I think Genevieve made a good choice. Genevieve stood up, walked over to both of us with a measuring tape. She took all of our measurements and made sure the gown fit each of us perfectly. Thankfully, mine only needed one more alteration around the bust area, and Ophelia didn't need anything. Thank you, Genevieve. It means a lot, what you've done for me, and I'm really sorry about this morning. I should never have judged you so harshly, and I will never judge you again. I assure you that I'll trust that you'll take wonderful care of my sister tomorrow. It will be my pleasure, Lucinda. Please follow me back to the fitting room, and they'll adjust it now. Ophelia, feel free to change back into your other gown before you leave. I'll send the maids away. POV transition, Genevieve's POV. When I came back into the room, my hair disheveled and my eyes aching miserably, the soft scribble of a notepad alerted me to Ophelia's paused presence. I turned to look at her, still in her gown, with a slight confusion plastered over her face. I looked at her note before I giggled softly. How did the maids know not to? They knew because I told them. They are my staff, Ophelia, and I assure you, anything that comes to you, it will be done correctly. Now go get changed. I'll be in my office if you need me. I bowed to Ophelia and left the room, retreating to my office for the next 30 minutes. I came back to my room to see if she had left, and she had. I stretched and relieved myself of my annoying garments and walked over to my bed. I noticed a small piece of paper, folded like a bird, sitting on my nightstand. Thank you. No one's ever been so considerate. I don't think I'll ever be able to repay your kindness, Genevieve, so thank you. I took the note, folded it back along the folds, back into a bird, and placed it inside my nightstand. I didn't know how often I would take that note out and read it over and over again, but frankly, even if I did, I don't think I could keep count. You have completed Phoenix and the Hummingbird, Chapter 18. Story written and created by Jasper BlackLace, audio by Kwushi. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you next time. Bye.